Hello and welcome back to the second episode of this series where I'm going to be showing you how to make a bot in Python. Today we're going to be focusing on commands. So I briefly covered how to use the pong command at the end of yesterday's episode, so now I'm going to go into slightly more detail about how commands work. First we're going to rewrite the pong command to give it some more functionality, and I'll actually explain what happens here. Then I'm going to add Magic Ball 8 and explain some other features of commands. So that's the goal for this episode. So let's first delete Pong. So the first thing we need to do is we need to add our event decorator, which basically says what kind of event's happening or what's happening. So we need to do @client, so it remembers to find the prefix, and then we want to do dot, and now the type of event we're doing is command. Where we wrote event up here, this is when people leave the server, join the server. We don't want that to trigger our command. What we want to trigger our command is someone typing something. So we do command. And then we need to open and close some brackets. In these brackets, we can specify extra information to change the properties of how the command works. So we can have aliases. So if I wanted different things to be able to trigger the command, we can put that in there, which I'll explain how that works later. If we want, let's say there were 5 people working on a bot, and we had some extra commands to help test and develop something. And our server bot is also a public bot that people can add to their server. We're not going to want people to be able to use these hidden developer commands, so we can lock commands to be hidden or to only respond to certain people. So you can do all of that in these brackets to just, change how commands work. Anyway, we're going to do a new line. And now we're going to want to do async. So I've explained this, I believe, previously, but sort of synchronizes up with the server. It collects all of the latest chat. Async, def. And now we're going to look for a word. This word here is going to be our command. Ping. So when someone has done the prefix, it's going to trigger the client. We're then going to sync up the chat, and if it finds the word ping, we know it's this command. So we're going to now open up some brackets, and now here we need to put the context. So the context is chat. So instead of us having to deal with whole working out context and stuff, we can just do ctx, and that deals with all the context for us. Put a colon there, a new line. So now we have got our function. We technically have a working command. It just won't do anything, so let's get it to do something. Before we do something fancy with ping, let's just first get it to reply with pong to make sure it's all working. Let's do await, so it waits for that. It will carry across the context, so it knows like the right channel to speak in, and it knows where everything is. Dot send, there we go, brackets, speech marks, pong. There we go, and let's save this. Oh, we also need to run it, so let's do Control F5. There we go, wait for it to say something. I am alive, it's synchronized up, and it is on. So if we do .ping, it replies with pong. And let's say we had a separate text channel, so let's just make a new one here. I don't know, 1. So we've got, and we did .ping here, you see it replies here. And that's why it's so important to have context, so it knows exactly where it is. Still have a cough, very annoying. So now let's turn the bot off, so let's stop this. You can press the red square, or you can do Shift F5. Now when people do the ping command, they generally want to know their latency, so let's add that. So in our brackets, we're going to delete everything, and we're going to put F, speech marks, and then our text. So let's get it to say pong again, and let's put an exclamation mark in. And now we're going to open up some curly brackets because we're doing some maths. Round, because we want it to like roughly. We want a nice number. So let's do round. Now curly brackets open up. Let's do then client, because it's our client again. We're grabbing it from our commands when someone types something in. and we're doing dot latency because that is our ping. It's our latency to the server or to the connection. And we're going to times that by 1,000. We're now then going to close brackets and then close curly brackets. And then let's just do ms for milliseconds ping time. Let's save this and now let's run this. So there we go. If we do dot ping now, there we go. There is 250 milliseconds in latency. Let's put a space there actually. Tidy this up. Make that a lowercase. Rerun that. So we'll just restart it. You can press that here. Give that a second to start back up. Dot ping. There we go. Slightly nicer. Just tidied up. So now let's do something else. Let's use some other commands. So the best way of let's use yeah, so now let's do something with aliases. So we're going to create up a new command. This is going to be a small Magic Ball 8 game. So we're going to do at client dot command open and close some brackets. And now in here we want our aliases. So we're going to do is just type aliases equal square brackets, and now let's square brackets, there we go. And now we're going to put in all of our aliases in. So speech marks to open up one, let's do 8ball, there we go. And now we're going to put a dash, and now we can put our next alias in. Yeah, which I don't know, let's do it with it being written out, and then let's do it again. But actually no, that's enough. So we've got our two aliases. There we are. We can save that now, or just I like pressing save a lot. Make sure we don't lose anything. But now we've done our event. So we've declared an event when someone types a prefix in, which is a dot. It will scan for a command, and if it has these aliases, it knows we're still talking about this. So now we need to sync, because it's got ourselves the command, def, and now our command's name. So this is, like previously when doing the ping, let's do 8ball, let's do it with a capital E. So there we go. This is our command, and then we're going to open and close brackets, and then put context in there, so ctx. And then colon, and then new line. We've got a command done. And now here we're going to do some maths, because with Magic Ball we need to pick from a list of answers. So let's do, at the top we're going to add, underneath import Discord, import random. There we go. There. And now in our new line we are going to do responses equals to square brackets, and now we're just going to put in all of our responses. So yes, and then we're going to do a dash and then move it along, and then just type in our next answer. So I already have a list of responses that I have done just to make life quicker for me. If you would like them, they'll be on the GitHub in the latest version of the code, where I've been putting the full bot as I am working on it. So feel free to download that. There we go, we can paste that in. Or you can write out your own answers. And now we can backspace, so we make sure that now our next part is in line with where responses are. So they're on the same row. We're going to do await, because we're now sending something. Context again, that's important. Send. And now we're doing some other stuff in here, so we'll open up our brackets and put the F in. And then we'll put our speech marks, and then we're going to go do question, and then colon, curly brackets, question. There we go. And now we are going to do -n answer, and then we're going to do curly brackets random dot choice, and then we're going to open up a new set of curly brackets, and we're going to get it from the list of responses. There we go. And now let's close curly brackets, let's close normal brackets, then close curly brackets. So it should look something like that. But this won't work currently, because we're only passing through context. But we want to reply with the question as well as context, so we need to pass through some more information. So up here in our command, we're going to put a dash after context, and then we're going to put a star in, so a time, which is a time symbol, another dash, and now we're going to put in our next bit of context, which is question. There we go. So the reason this is because we need more information, we need to get our information. The only place we can retrieve information from the chat is up here when we're syncing everything across. So as well as syncing our context, we also need to sync what someone's actually written. So we need to save that for when we reply. So if you want to take a quick look, you can type that out, pause the video, or look on the GitHub where it's all there. Let's save this, let's run this. And the command it's looking for is 8ball. But let's use one of the aliases. So if we open up the Discord and we do 8ball are we on Earth? Question mark. And then it replies. It confirms that we're not on Earth, which is true. I'm not at the moment. Might be on Mars, might be on the moon. Doesn't matter. But we can do, now let's do, what other commands options did we give to writing it? There we go. So 8ball with text. Let's do, I don't know. Do I have a dog? I don't know. Okay, so the answers aren't always perfect. Especially considering that we left the W out of answer. And I know I'm putting the wrong place. There we go. No, answer. But you can see it works. And let's say another example of aliases is just simply saying hello. People seem to write hello in many different ways. Some people say hello, some people say hi. Some people might use capitals. So if we wanted to add another one, let's add it in underneath. Here we go. Here is at command.client, aliases, hello, hi, spelled different ways, and then it just replies with hi. So as you can see with that one, doesn't matter how I write hi, it will still reply. So these make using aliases really good, really helpful. So many people write things in different ways. You can sort of cover up loads of them without having to write separate commands. And something as simple as writing hi is not a problem. But if you've written a really long piece of code, like a full game, let's say noughts and crosses, this allows you to have multiple ways of triggering the same piece of code. So that's all we have time for episode 2, covering commands. Thank you for watching. All the useful links are in the description, like my Discord, my Reddit page, and the GitHub page. Please consider leaving a subscribe, maybe consider leaving a like, and hopefully I'll see you in the next episode where we'll be covering more stuff. And any suggestions, please leave in the chat to what to cover. Thank you for watching, bye!